Welcome to the Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva, and today we're going to get some insight into college tours. My guests today are Jeff Starr, he's the CEO of A1 Tours, and Bridget Delaney. She is the travel planner for A1 Tours, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So usually I start my guests where they went to college. So where'd you go to school?
Temple University.
And Bridget?
I went to Rider University.
All right. So, Bridget, just go into high school just a little. When did you start thinking about going to college? Was it freshman year of high school, senior year? When did it all start for you?
Honestly, childhood. I'm a first-generation college student, so my parents always pushed the importance of a college education. So maybe when I was young, I didn't know where I was going to go, but I knew I was going to go somewhere. Luckily, in high school, in junior, or the summer before junior year, I got to travel internationally. So I knew I got the travel bug, but on the flip side of that, I knew I could travel by saving money, and going local and commuting became a major option for me. So I majored in history, and Rider had and has a great history department. So Rider really spoke to me. It helped that I lived in the same town. Yeah. So go Bronx.
All right. So now we get into A1 Tours. What does A1 Tours do?
So A1 Tours is a full-service tour company, and we have tours that cover everything from seniors all the way down through families and students. This specific program that we're putting together is a student program to allow high school students to have a more economical way to view or visit colleges. So we put together a tour that includes seeing the schools, food, hotels, transportation, organized activities, and is all fully chaperoned. Wow. So this way the students get a really nice experience, and it's a much more economical way to view the schools that you're interested in seeing.
So is this totally different than a parent just taking a tour on their own and saying to their kid, hey, hop in the car and let's go somewhere?
They get a similar experience. They're going to the schools, but because we've organized everything and made arrangements, you'll end up seeing more schools and have more activities and more of an experience. Plus, you're able to go with friends. And our chaperones are either direct employees of the company or for our group leaders, and then the additional chaperones are guidance counselors from the high schools. So they get there's a lot of experience that goes with them, and they learn a lot about the schools.
So when does these tours start?
So the tours are this summer. The only thing I'll add to that is that these tours are also open to the students' parents. So I know for my parents, and Jeff as a parent, it is important to see these schools where your child might call home for 4 years. So if you wanted to go by yourself as a high schooler, you could, but if mom or dad or both would like to go along on this trip, they certainly can. But to answer your question, we have 3 trips. We're going to run them cascading throughout July. So our first tour is to the Boston area, where we will be seeing some major schools, some suburban schools, but with activities, nice sunset cruise. Most of your meals are included. You'll get really a sense of the hustle and bustle of probably the best college town in the country.
Yeah.
So that is the Monday, July 11th through Thursday, July 14th.
Okay.
So then we follow that up with our New England tour. So we're not going to Boston, we're gonna go around Boston and all of beautiful New England. And that definitely gives you a different taste because they're probably a little smaller, most of the schools there, but you get to see the beautiful mountains, but then also what is quintessential New England and quiet and
Sure.
beautiful. So same, it'll have most of your meals, all of your hotels, some activities, some New England style activities. So that's very exciting. So that is the following week, and that is 5 days. That is Monday, July 18th through Friday, July 22nd.
Okay.
And then our final tour is of the Mid-Atlantic. So we bring it a little closer to home, but we definitely do cover quite a distance. That will be Monday, July 25th through Friday, July 29th. That is cool because it's almost a combination of Boston and New England. You get the major cities, but then you get the quiet college towns, all within that beautiful Mid-Atlantic region. So we're very excited, and we think this is going to be a great thing.
So this is just the start of this whole venture that you have going on.
Yeah, there's 25 colleges and universities that are participating in the first 3 tours. And we want to thank, of course, those universities for partnering with us to create experiences for the kids, and are looking forward to adding more colleges and universities in the next set of tours, which will be coming later in the fall.
Okay, so this is something that'll grow over time, and you'll eventually do the whole country?
Yes.
Okay.
The plan is that right now the tours are originating from the New Jersey tri-state area, and we'll be covering those 3 areas. We additionally will be doing Southeast, we'll be doing Florida, Midwest. So those are some of the tours that'll be coming in the fall and in the spring.
So now this show goes countrywide as well as worldwide. So let's say I'm a student from Canada, a student from the Boston area, a student from Florida, and I happen to fly to New Jersey. Can I take your tour?
Absolutely. If a student is interested in participating with or without parents, we can make arrangements to pick them up and add them to the tour, and have them participate.
So the tour is a whole week?
Boston is 4 days, and New England and Mid-Atlantic are 5 days.
Okay.
And they are action-packed. You're seeing about 2 schools a day. Most have information sessions as well as the campus tour. So you really are going to be getting a bit of a crash course in these area colleges. And if you went by yourself with your parents, you might only be able to do 2 or 3, depending on how much time off you have or mom and dad has.
Sure.
So this, you're really getting a good amount of schools, and you get to see also what your fellow students think of these schools.
Now these are consecutive weeks, so how about if I'm a student and I want to go on all 3 tours? Do I just come home and then the following Monday I'm on the next tour if I felt like doing that?
Yeah, all the tours finish where they started from, so you can either do them individually, or if you wanted to go on multiple tours, they all start on a Monday morning and again finish either Thursday or Friday. So you're home on the weekends.
So you certainly could do all 3 if you so choose.
So if this expands throughout the whole summer, you can have literally somebody that wants to go every single week of the summer going on a tour. You could probably do 60 schools throughout the summer.
Yeah, this summer we have the 25 schools set up, but as the program expands in the fall, we'll be adding probably another 25 schools in the fall program, so we'll have 50 total. And then in the spring program, we'll be adding additional as well.
Now, is there requirements for the students? Can you take freshmen that want to go, or is it just sophomores becoming juniors and juniors becoming seniors, or can a senior that didn't find a school right now go on a tour?
Well, because it's in the summer, that helps perhaps the seniors who aren't quite sure what they want to do. Mostly will be rising juniors, but it could certainly be some rising seniors. It's basically the same as it would be if you were to go individually. So the schools don't really want freshmen or sophomores quite yet, because you're still figuring out high school, let alone college. So it's just the average age that you would normally go on these college visits.
Okay. And parents, you said, were able to come on the tours. So what's entailed with the parents on these tours? Are they doing every single thing that their son or daughter are doing? Or are they staying at a hotel somewhere?
No, they're included with the entire program. If a parent decides to go, they participate in all the activities. unless they want to poop out and let their kids go on their own.
Well, the kids probably will want their parents' input of these schools, so it is definitely, at the schools at least, is very important for the parents to go on. But yeah, they are just like another person on this trip, so they get access to everything we do on the trip.
So now, how do you find the high schools with the students, and how do you find the colleges?
Well, the high schools, we're working with the guidance departments of the high schools and also the PTSA. So a lot of the information is going to direct to the parents from the PTSA, and the students can get additional support and guidance from their guidance counselors as to which tour is most appropriate for them.
Okay.
They can also look on our website and see the schools that we're going to, and if that piques their interest, they're certainly welcome to go on this tour as well. So, because these kids now have a pretty good idea of the types of school they want, so they are very knowledgeable. So we want to be as forthright with what we have.
Now, can you create tours for different types of things as well down the road? Let's say there are sports athletes and they want to do just specific schools. Let's say they're band people and just want to do specific schools. Can you do that down the road?
Yeah, the specialized tours we're expecting to start next summer.
Okay. So now I'm a student and want to go on these different tours. What can I expect when I go on the tour? How does it all work? Tell me from step A to step Z, what happens?
Well, so you would go online and look at the 3 tours as of right now. If you like one, you like 2, you like all 3, you could sign up for all 3. It will give you a pretty detailed itinerary of what your days will look like. Like I mentioned, it is jam-packed. But that also makes it fun. So we'll leave from this area and immediately hit the ground running. Every day, except Boston, you get 2 schools the first day. Boston, it's just 1 school because we have to get up there. Mm-hmm. So like I said, it's about 2 schools a day.
But it's not a school bus.
No. Do you want to expand on that?
It's a luxury motor coach. So the same type of bus that would cross country, that's what we're using. They're MCI buses, all 8 model. They have all the amenities on board, TVs, bathrooms, sound system, Wi-Fi. So it's a full luxury motor coach that you'll be traveling in.
So similar to someone that wants to go from New Jersey to Florida, it's the same
type of bus. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now they're on this bus. Are they getting a meal on the bus? Are they just sleeping and that's it? What's happening?
I would advise some sleeping because it is jam-packed. Sleep when you can. Yes, most of your meals on this are included. We do have some free time built in, which will be great because that really will give the students and the parents sort of an idea of like, oh, well, if I was here, this is something I would do. I'd have free time to go get maybe a dinner or a snack. So, but most meals are included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you'll be well fed and fueled to go because it is all about learning as much as we can about these schools. So yeah, you'll be good to go.
And once you're up there in Boston or the Mid-Atlantic or New England, what type of sightseeing are they getting?
So for Boston, you're going to get a lovely sunset cruise of the Boston Harbor. That'll be nice and relaxing. We're going to have some free time at Faneuil Hall. That's where you'll get a chance to do a little dinner on your own, which is always exciting. So Boston, too, in particular, what's nice is 2 of the schools are in the suburb. So you'll kind of get what it is like to be in a suburb of Boston. It is still pretty fast-paced, and then some of the schools are right in the heart of Boston. So just seeing the sort of landscape change is really cool. But when we go to New England, it's more of an activity, but we'll be doing candlepin bowling, which is it's big in New England and a little bit of Canada as well, but it's big in New England. So you'll see that. You'll get to see a lot of the beautiful Appalachian Mountains up there as we're traveling through them and traversing. Mid-Atlantic, we will be seeing some schools in DC, so we'll have some free time on the mall, see some monuments, so that's very exciting. But we're doing some fun activities sort of throughout all 3 trips, like bowling, going to really cool restaurants, and fueling up, because we want to learn as much as we can.
So now, is there requirements for the students? Do they have to be A students? Do they have to be vaccinated students? What is the requirements from the students' point?
The colleges are requiring vaccination, so all of the students that are going to participate have to have been vaccinated in order to participate in the college portion of the tour, which is the whole purpose. Other than that, we recommend looking at the tours and the requirements for the schools. The schools are grouped together based on their requirements, so they're fairly similar across the board for each of the different tours. And if you're qualified as a student for those, then you're more than welcome to come. It's if it's a reach for you, you're still welcome to join the tour. But all the schools are pretty much in the same caliber on each of the tours. So looking at the schools and seeing what their expectations are is a good way to start.
So now, you said that there were 10 schools, 8 schools that they go see?
So for Boston, there's 7 schools.
Okay.
New England, it's 9, and Mid-Atlantic, it is also 9.
Okay, so a student comes on, they go to see these schools. Are they large schools, medium-sized schools, small schools? Are they getting a variety of everything when they go?
Yes, it is a mix. I can tell you the schools we're going to.
Okay.
So for Boston, we're going to go to Tufts University, Bentley University, Brandeis University, Northeastern University, Emerson College, UMass Boston, and Boston University. So that's a nice mix there. Brandeis and Bentley, those are the 2 that are a little more suburban. So that's kind of a nice mix with this. Emerson is right in the heart of the city, so you do get a mix. And size and scope. UMass Boston, it's a part of the UMass system, which is a Massachusetts statewide system, so you get a bit of a taste there. But that's Boston. New England will be going to Quinnipiac University, Williams College, the University of Vermont, Norwich University, UMass Amherst, the University of New Hampshire, the University of Maine, Bowdoin College, and UConn. So even down here, we know UConn is a very large school. And that, just sort of thinking geography-wise, that definitely gives you a great mix of all of New England. You'll be hitting just about every state in the region. No Rhode Island this time, but next time. So that's 9 schools there. And then Mid-Atlantic will be starting at the University of Delaware, the University of Maryland, American University, the George Washington University, the University of Virginia, James Madison University, the University of Pittsburgh, Duquesne University, and Gettysburg College. So growing up here, especially for the Mid-Atlantic, a lot of those schools, I knew a lot of people who went there. So a lot of these schools are pretty popular in this area with these students. So if you heard that your friends went there, or a friend's brother or sister went there and you were interested, this would be a great way to see kind of a lot of those schools. So there's many options for you.
And what are the hotel accommodations like?
All of the hotels are at least 3-star hotels. That's one of our requirements. So we're not staying at any of the inexpensive motels. There's
Nice
no
way to
fear
put
with that. Again, all 3-star or higher. It depends on where we're at and what was available.
Sure.
But those are our requirements. They have to have that. The rooms are all going to be available as single or double. So if you choose to go with a friend, you can, or if you want to be matched, to save money and go in a double, that can be done as well.
Now, that brings me to my next question, which is cost. Families, colleges these days are expensive, and that's why they try to go on these tours to cut down some of the costs and what the school is like. So what are the costs involved with coming on a tour like this?
To put it into comparison, I'll let her go over the cost of the individual tours, but my daughter is currently a student in Northeastern in Boston. But when we went to Boston to tour the schools, and she saw 6 universities when we went up there, one less than what's on our tour, it cost about $3,000 to take her up there for a college visit over a long weekend. So by comparison, the Boston tour is now coming in.
It's starting around $1,500, and so Mid-Atlantic and New England will be just a hair higher, just because they're both a day longer. But we're starting at about $1,500. So even it's much cheaper than if you had gone with your family, and you're getting so many more schools. You're getting some experiences.
And now that's per person, right?
Yes, that would be the price, but that is for your hotels, your motor coach transportation, most of your meals, your activities. The only thing that wouldn't be included is maybe a free time where you go get your dinner yourself to get that experience.
And any souvenirs that they're looking for.
Of course, you got to get something.
So when they visit these schools, you give them time, they can go to the store at the school, buy a sweatshirt or whatever they're looking for.
Yes, we're going to give as much time as we can, because the bus does move. So
if you're a parent and you have a bunch of parents that you like, and your sons and daughters are coming with you, this is like a mini vacation for a lot of families. Is that right?
It certainly can be. It's going to be a very active vacation,
yes.
And you're going to be on the move quite a bit. But it's a good experience, and I think that's really beneficial to the students as well. I know my daughter's goal was to be in Boston, and originally her goal was not Northeastern, but when she saw the school, absolutely fell in love with it, and that became her number one choice.
Wow.
It was not her number one choice until after she saw it. And she's now there finishing her freshman year and absolutely loves it. And, she loved the culture there. When they got done explaining to her about the school and showing her the school, it was like it was tailor-made for her. So, but she didn't know that until she went. And that's one of the advantages of going and seeing the school, is to help ensure a successful environment for your student. A lot of these students are going to do well wherever they go in terms of their academics, but for them to flourish as an individual and be in the right environment, everybody is different, and everybody has different drives and different likes and, different philosophies, and every one of these schools gives you a different experience.
Now, you said that there's also chaperones. The chaperones are who? People from the high school?
Well, so A1 Tours will have some of the employees. You will see my face. I will be your tour escort. So I will be navigating us through the hills of New England and everywhere else. So we would love to have high school guidance counselors come on and be the chaperones, because that way they can help not only the students that take these tours, but the students at their schools. Maybe they've never heard of some of these schools or haven't had enough time to learn about these schools. So this is a great opportunity for them as well.
So what are you doing to get the name out there and trying to tell people about you? How are you going about it?
Well, we're working directly with the high schools. So we're contacting the guidance departments and working with the guidance departments to make sure they have information on our tours so that they can help guide students that have questions. And we're also working with the PTSA to go directly to the parents so that they also have materials to look at and know about the tours. And then, of course, coming here and seeing you so that the parents that are looking at the show also know about it.
Okay, and they'll have, I see brochures here. You have brochures. Do they have a website on the brochure? Is there a QR code? How does it all work?
Yeah, there's a QR code, and I believe you have one up on your screen that'll take you to the college tours page, and then from there you just select which tour you want to look at, and it gives you all the detailed information.
Okay, good. So we're coming to the end of our show, and usually I ask my guests, what advice do you want to give to parents that want to come on these tours and the students? What advice do you want to give them?
I think the college experience starts picking the school. As I mentioned before, each school has a different culture and philosophy, and you want to find something that's right for your child. If yours is anything like mine, they have a very good idea of what they're looking for, and they'll know it when they see it. But sometimes you don't get that from a brochure. Being there, seeing the campus, seeing the culture of the students on the campus, interacting with the faculty, that tells you what you need to know to make those decisions. And like I said, for my daughter, it was a absolute, change when she hit the campus that was right for her. And she absolutely is loving her experience. And I think that, if you're, in a family with 2 working parents and you don't have the time to take 5 days or 4 days to bring your child up to the college, this is an excellent way for them to experience it in a cost-effective, safe environment.
Yeah.
And if a parent wants to join and experience it with their child, we're set up to be able to handle that as well. And that goes back to our experience as a full-service tour operator. We work with students, families, and seniors. So all are welcome.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
Yeah. So you've been watching The Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva. Until next time.